darlings. Let me know that everything looks okay. Do you like today's CyberBuzz look? It is indeed CyberBuzz. My name is Crimson Clad, and I thought we'd do a Halloween warm-up today, so here I am in my full cyber finery, a full cyber Halloween costume for you guys. I have lots of fun stuff to do today, and I hope we're going to have fun, and I hope it's fun for you. You don't hear Crim. Oh no, you think you got some timing off. Well, listen, I had the countdown going on my screen. If I missed it by a couple seconds, it maybe means that the new ad is no wrong. But my neon skull face looks fantastic. Thank you. This is my Halloween costume for CyberBuzz. It feels very appropriate. So I have a lot of fun stuff to share with you guys today, and I thought we'd talk about a bunch of things. The sun is shining. I'm feeling great. It is a perfect Halloween weekend, and I've got lots of great music for you guys. You guys here? Okay, perfect. Excellent. Countdown was 30 seconds off. Was there not an ad, Ron? I wonder if, oh, yeah, maybe not. Maybe, was there an ad? Anyways, it doesn't matter. It's okay. I'll fix it for next time. It's fine. There was just a long pause. Okay, well, I apologize, friends. I specifically left that 30 seconds to account for the advertising, but maybe there was no ad, or maybe my timer's no good, or whatever. Who cares? It's all good in the hood, kids. So, CyberBuzz today. I want to play some music for you guys. Okay, well then I fucked it up. I don't know. What do you want from me? Listen, I can't do everything perfectly. I've tried for 5 years, and I've been a miserable fucking failure at it. So you get what you get. You like what you get. You put up with what you get. Maybe someday we will have a time and a place and a moment where I will be good DJ again and people will want to come to these shows. But today is not that day. Someday though. All right, so I have got lots of stuff to talk about today. Most of it is Halloween themed. Wait, Ron fucked up. Oh, it wasn't me? Yay! All right, whatever. Hey, good to see you, Choplam. So I have a lot of good, fun Halloween horror synth today. A lot of it is from the very classic bands that kind of dominate the synthwave genre. Because, you know, if you go back and you take a look at where synthwave started and some of the bands that really kind of pioneered the sound of synthwave, a lot of it was horror tinged. And so every time I say horror, everybody says I'm saying horror and it becomes the running joke, and that's fine. I'm fine with that. But so horror or horror themed, I've got lots of good music today. Gonna do a little bit of a dance party, and then I have a lot of fun like Halloween programs and stuff to show you guys. And then of course we could talk a little bit about some Hive stuff and whatnot as we go, because of course we've been working hard on new listings, and I've been working with the Changelly team and a couple of other people in the Hive ecosystem, and so there's some fun stuff going on this week. There's some fun things, and so, you know, I don't have to wear this all episode, but I just feel like it's the perfect fit for today. So we can perhaps change up the look as we go, and we'll see how many people wander on in. I know one of the things on days like today where I do have something fun going on the overlay is not a lot of people hang out in the Discord. So in theory, all of the chats are connected. Everybody's going to have a great time. Everything looks nice, and we'll have fun. We'll have fun. People are watching it, and then we'll go from there. All right, so I know the first time that the sun comes out after, you know, a long time and a holiday weekend, people have got lots to do. But I thought I would show you video games nonetheless. Now, one of the things that's happening for those of you who are around Hive or who are looking to score some tokens and like cheesy games, I don't know if you've seen, but we have a candy drop game going on with Changelly. And so this is one of those things. What is that person? We like to have fun here. Whether we actually have the fun is questionable at best. But if you were here for, of course, Full Force Radio on Thursday, I took a chance on what is very obviously a scam reseller site. And I actually put some money into it in the hopes that perhaps I would get a cool skull throne. I'm guessing probably not, given that the original chair is $103,000 and I spent $80 and they charged me zero shipping. But, you know, we can always hope. It could be a Halloween miracle. However, I don't have enough money to waste more money on air with you guys live today. I apologize. It just is what it is. I can only make one sort of life-threatening purchase a week. Okay, so just bear with me on that. Yeah, who doesn't want 99% off a bone throne? Oh, Ron has to go to IKEA. Godspeed you, sir. IKEA on a Saturday? Are you insane? You must be insane. Absolutely. Okay, so while we're kicking it, let's kind of move forward here. I wanted to share that Change game because so many of you are tangentially or at least partially interested in the Hive blockchain. And this has been something really fun that I thought I would kind of share with everybody, because if you can get in there early and if you can secure a good score, then you might win some free Hive tokens. So let me grab the link for you. Hang on here. Let's copy that link and let's drop it in the Discord and everywhere else. Here you go. I'm going to fire that link off for you guys. So there you go. There is a mini game. It's free to play. And there is no KYC, and you can go catch some Halloween candy in your basket and maybe earn yourself some crypto. Hi, Azaria. Good to see you. Alrighty. So yeah, I'm hoping and praying that people are all over the place. They're checking things out, but I suspect it might be a quiet day today, which is too bad because I have, yes, okay, phew. Guys, we may have some moments where my computer shits a brick because it's doing all this work to stream and then it's also fixing my busted face on the fly. So, if something looks weird, just assume it's the goblins and the gremlins all up in my PC. All right. So I have a bunch of stuff to talk about today, and I got some messages for CyberBuzz, and people were asking, hey, are you going to talk about Facebook? Are you going to talk about Facebook Meta? Is that what we're going to do today? Yeah, Julia, I fell for that too. You have to get past that first, that's a tutorial thing. So if you click on the pumpkin, at the first scene it shows the tokens moving and dropping, but the pumpkin can't move. You have to click through that to start the game. That's the tutorial instruction screen. And of course it makes sense. The tutorial and instruction screen, the pumpkin doesn't move like you would expect it to move. Like the screen is saying it's going to move. No, I fell for it too. I was sitting there on my mobile phone trying to swipe the pumpkin, and I'm like, what the fuck? This thing fucking doesn't work. What the fuck? And then I just press continue, and then I'm like, oh. You see, the game is also in place to help sort out all of the intelligent crypto people, obviously. I mean, it's fine. Read the mug. Okay, so obviously some things that are going to happen today. Because my disguise is digital, there's going to be some glitches here and there as we go, especially when I drink out of my mug. Murphy is here, but you can't really see him. Hey, Murph. Hi, cutie. Lulu is downstairs chilling out, and I've got lots of music. Well, you guys catch your Hive tokens in your basket and win yourself some free fucking money. Halloween goodies. I'll give more people a chance to come on in and start watching and start hanging out, because of course I would love for this to be a bump-in show. And I know people are out doing real life things, but I want to do fake life Halloween things. So am I going to talk about Facebook and the new rebranding to Meta and all of the sort of VR-focused insanity that has come up this week? And the answer is no, I'm not. I have... Shit, you're late. Well, that's fine. Who cares? So I have expressed on this show a number of times my apprehension at Facebook's sort of takeover of the VR space. Of course, they have the money, the resources, everything that's needed to really make VR take off, to really help adoption, to really develop cool technology. Like, they're the right company to do this. But of course, there is the flip side. All of us here at CyberBuzz always are thinking about the techno dystopian aspect of things. And it's like, we know that Facebook, of course, has created this panopticon. We know that everything we put into it and everything that it looks at and everything that it collects and infers, it knows everything about us. Now, in some ways, we've talked it to death on the show. That's terrible. That's scary. It's Halloween fodder. But at the same time, if we can sort of suspend our disbelief for a moment or two, we can suspend our disbelief. That is what will create the most incredible and engaging virtual reality experiences. I hate to say this is some Ready Player One bullshit, but of course it's something that we've been talking about. Hey, Vashmart! This is one of those things where it's just very, very difficult, and it's very, very problematic, because you want these incredible, engaging experiences shaped to who you are as a person, developed to bring you the most joy or the most challenge or to fulfill whatever it is that you're most interested in. And at the same time, a company that has already become incredibly influential around the globe, specifically because they've done an excellent job at creating this prison for you. It's pretty easy to be a little terrified of them moving into and creating what is essentially going to be the first mover on true virtual experiences for everyone. So, I don't want to go and delve too deep into that. I don't want today to turn into, another giant scary thing, because as you know, and as I'm probably sick of saying, and as you're definitely sick of hearing me tell you, I do believe really strongly in this technology. I think these types of entertainment, of training, of, experience, all of the communication workflows, I think they're so important, and I think they're going to positively change our lives. I mean, think of a Halloween where I don't have a hot pink neon fucking cyberpunk glowing skull face to show you. Think about that. That would be a sad world that I don't want to live in. And also, when I adjust my glasses, you'll see some of the holes in my disguise. So, we won't go too deep into it. There are certainly ways for people are starting to discover ways to disconnect Facebook's hardware from Facebook's network. And that's always a good thing too. Murphy's just flumped in the store. So yeah, everything is scary and you should also be scared. Yeah, agreed. Basically, that's what this show often feels like. And I don't want that to be the case for you. So, we won't really talk about Meta today. There's probably going to be a lot of people breaking it down, and I will do my best in the coming weeks to kind of cherry pick some of the most interesting things, some of the most concerning things, and bring them into the show without turning this into the let's scream about Facebook every week show. And if you guys are cool with that, I'm cool with that also. But I do have some VR news for you today, and I have some fun stuff, and I have some things that, if you're here and if you're hanging out with me, I have at least one or two games that I want to talk to you about that I would love for you to try. And, even if you're not a big gamer, or even if you're not, whatever, I want to see you engage in and have some joy through something as simple as video gaming. So I've chosen some stuff to share today that if you want to try it out, I highly recommend it. I do. So I'm going to try and play a lot of music today also, because it's fun. We're fucking partying. Fuck you. And of course, I can try out a couple of different filters. I mean, this one is really my favorite. I found this and I'm like, I just want to live in this. This is going to be like that Years and Years show that I talked to you guys about the girl who decides that she's transhuman, and that she wants to constantly live behind a digital disguise and a digital version of her own face and avatar. I want this. That's what I want. I want this constantly on my face. I'll just go around in public like this. It'll be amazing. Can light it up in different colors for Christmas. But I do have a lot of fun, different filters picked out. So, we can play around with that. We can listen to a bunch of horror synth and horror-inspired spooky synthwave music. And I'm going to show you some games and we'll have a lot of fun. And I'm sure there'll be some ranting. But definitely, I mean, if you are... Accurate, Clay. If you are, out there and you can see the link that I dropped earlier, go get that Halloween game. Go get you some free Hive. Go, catch some candy and a pumpkin. And if you are kind of willing to join into chat, tell me, do you even do a Halloween thing? Do you do a spook? Do you even care about that? Not everybody does. Different parts of the world. And in fact, actually, it's quite funny. One of my friends in Montreal is texting right now, and he's like, most people here are kind of like in the French culture. Now, it's not always that they're in the Canadian French culture, just the overall French culture. And this will be like their first Halloween party. Like, people aren't used to this. And that's funny that he sent that because, we get a lot of people in the chat here that are from back east and from all over the world. Halloween must seem like the most ridiculous, terrifying, nonsense holiday ever. And it always makes me chortle when people are like, why do you do this? The answer is, it's fun. You should take any opportunity in your life to celebrate, even if it's something as dumb as putting on a mask and like booing at your friends. Just do it. Live your life. Have a lot of fun. All right. Okay. So yeah, this is a weird year. I agree. There are definitely more and more people who are not necessarily comfortable. And I think that's part of this year too, is let's bring it back. Let's bring Halloween and fun and community back. God damn it. Okay, so I have lots of great tracks that are roughly Halloween inspired, and they're from a number of different artists who kind of lean into the horror synth label. And I'm wondering if you guys can hear Murphy. He may as well be like a little ghoul back there. He's laying on the floor being like, Murphy, come up here. Come up here. Come on. Oh, God boy. God boy, I give him a treat because trick or treat. He can't say it, but maybe here you go, little dog Snoot. There you go. All right, so let's play some music. We'll come back. I want to show you guys some of these games that I'm talking about. We can talk about whatever you guys want. You can hopefully win yourself some money, win yourself some Hive there. That game with Changely, that free Hive candy drop game, will be going for another 2 days. It will be finishing up on November 1st, so you can make a couple different attempts. Good luck, man. Let's do some dark synth. I have everything from Gregorio Franco, La Castlevania, Hollywood Burns, Dance with the Dead, Wave Shaper. I've got lots of stuff. And of course, Carpenter Brute. So we'll roll through some, Murphy, what are you doing, bud? Murphy, what you doing? Hey, cutie. I don't know. We'll roll through some fun music. We'll have some fun chat. It's a chill day today. I'm suspecting everybody's out jumping in piles of leaves and frolicking. But if you're here with me, we'll wear some ridiculous costumes. We'll listen to some loud music. We'll have a lot of fun. My name is Crimson Clad, and this is CyberBuzz. And we'll spooky, scary skeleton by the end of the day, I'm sure. Let's start with a track called Time Rift by Gregorio Franco. Gregorio Franco, I've played a couple of his tracks for you, and actually in the warm-up, from a couple weeks ago, that first Halloween warm-up where we did a little bit of horror synth, I played you a track of his called Alley Justice, when the front cover is just like a horror psycho stabbing knife. But I am going to play you a track called Time Rift. He's written a ton of albums that are basically concept albums about scary things, dying in space, getting, murdered by an 80s serial killer. There's lots of good music that he produces, but I'm going to pick this one. We'll start here, and then we will make our descent into madness, my friends. Let's do it. CyberBuzz Radio is getting started. You know, I think my favorite is that every time I go to take a good big sip of coffee out of my mug, my AR face freaks out. And you know, I can't actually get all that close because my desk is right here, but let's just attempt to get closer. Like, It's pretty good, hey? Like, this is neat. I'm impressed by how well this looks. Like, at first, I was rubbing at my eyes and then panicking because I thought, oh my God, I'm going to smudge the... Oh, I'm not wearing eyeshadow. But unfortunately, it has not yet figured out how to drink. What can I say? Sorry. Okay, so, hey, welcome. My name's Crimson Clad. This is CyberBuzz, and we're playing some fun, kind of dorky electronic horror wave music today. We're going to talk a little bit. About games that you can enjoy that have kind of either a spooky vibe or a Halloween vibe. We're going to talk a little bit about, stuff happening in the metaverse or whatnot that isn't Facebook. And of course, we could talk a little bit about Hive or anything else that you guys want. But it's basically just a Halloween warm-up, knowing that lots of people are going to be spending this weekend outside in the glorious sunshine and the crisp falling leaves, or getting prepared to scare the pants off some children. Or maybe, honestly, just waiting for the sales that will begin tomorrow on ridiculous piles of candy. Now, normally, of course, everybody is gonna, everybody's gonna yell at Crim, don't eat so much refined sugar. Don't buy into, manufactured holidays that are all about useless consumerism, yada, 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 yada. I agree with all those things. But you know what? Halloween's fun as shit. Go out there, take everything that you want to take in moderation, have a lot of fun, bring some joy to some kids, put some spook in everybody's lives, live your best life, man. Okay, so here's the deal. If you're not somebody, dudeness, there's a giant, sparkly set of pumpkin ass cheeks in Discord right now, and I will not lie, they are incredibly glorious. They are delightful. Sparkly butts. I mean, there you go. That's the power of Halloween, folks. So we can change the AR filter. I suspect I'll come back to this one, but I do have quite a few good fun ones chosen. I could always, of course, be this Julia's Cyber Geisha again. But one thing that I will say is, again, please remember that I am not this attractive. AR filters will constantly make you look better than you are. So, just don't let that get in your head, because this one I noticed when I put it on. It's so cute. It gave me a full set of fake eyelashes and it took out my double chin. But you know what? Whatever. It's all good. We'll live in this little spooky skull space for a little bit. Okay, so one of the things that is really popular and one of the things that people really enjoy around Halloween is the sacrificial carving of the gourd. And I don't know... I don't know if this is a thing that you and your family do, or if you're in Europe, if that's a thing that you do very often. But Halloween pumpkin carving is always a whole lot of fun. Now, one of the things that I have found for people who, I'll throw it out there, who don't have kids, or who, aren't from a place where Halloween is very prevalent, or you don't want to put your pumpkin out on your doorstep. I've heard this one a lot. You don't want to put your pumpkin out on your doorstep just in case somebody comes along and smashes your pumpkin. Sad times. Hey, Code Man, good to see you. Welcome to our Halloween stream. We're playing with AR filters. We're talking about VR games, Halloweening it up, and lots of horror synthwave today. So it's a good one. All right, so one of the things that I kind of wanted to throw out there is, okay, so not everybody wants to do the pumpkin carving thing, but it is fun. There is something so enjoyable about the process, and it is, especially if you have a little kid in your life, or especially if you're a big kid yourself, pumpkin carving is really fun. But I will say, A, getting a big pumpkin, not always the easiest. B, it's hella messy, which I actually enjoy. Squishy, goopy, stupid pumpkin things, but again, might not be your thing. I have a solution for you. It's worse when they get blown up with fireworks. Yeah, that's a thing too, for sure. But I have a solution for you, and this is the one that if you have time and you're willing to try something new out, I would love for you to play this game. I am going to drop this link in chat. So you guys know that I'm a big proponent of supporting independent developers. I love novel uses for disruptive technology. I love the idea of, dorky, silly things. I love the idea of like new takes on dorky, silly things like this. And so I have found you this little game that brings the greatest joy to my heart. Now, what I will say is this is something that is free. It's free to play if you want. I will say it's pay. Hi, Captain Sparrow. You should see the other filter. This one is great. But so not clapping, not impressed. Cute. Poor Horror Vitalik. So here, I'm going to drop the link in chat. This is something... itch.io is a distribution platform for independent game developers. And it's one of those things where I would highly, highly recommend. So this is a VR pumpkin carving game. You can choose what you want to pay for it. So if, you're not going to play it very much, or you just want to check it out, or you need a pick-me-up, you can pay $0 to play this game. But if you have a couple bucks to throw towards the dev, I highly recommend. Yeah, Clay saying he actually published a game on itch.io once upon a time. And so I've often shared games on this show that are released on itch.io with you. But what I do want to show you with this one is this is so cute and it's so fun. And so what you do is you could carve your pumpkin in virtual reality. It can look however you want it to look. They do have moderators trolling around removing spicy pumpkins, but if you wander around enough, trust me, you will find some fucking spicy pumpkins out there. You can have up to 4. They're hosted on the servers. The servers continue for a few weeks after Halloween. But so the reality is you actually can design your pumpkin to look like whatever you want. And there's something just so charming about this game, because once you carve your pumpkin, it goes out into the village, into the ghost town, Mayor Bones's ghost town, 999th annual pumpkin festival. And you can then move around in virtual reality. You can wander around and look at other people's pumpkins. And there are thousands of pumpkins. There are tons of pumpkins. And you show up as you wander around, and as your village or your ghost town gets enough pumpkins, people coming to look at them show up as little ghosts. And so it really is, it's nothing else than that. This is about as wholesome as Halloween gets. You can carve yourself a pumpkin. You can place it with everybody else's pumpkin. There's no mess because you carve it in VR. And then you wander around wooing at pumpkins and just looking at cool, fun things. It's so cute. And one of the things that's really cool is a lot of the stuff that went into this game are basically free and open source resources. And so it's one of those things where this guy has taken, of course, our favorite thing from this show, free and open source software, and turned it into something fun and joyful and perfect for Halloween. So if you're looking for a way to get into the spirit, but you don't actually want to do any physical contribution towards Halloween, this might be really fun for you. And the more and more the videos that I see of this game and stuff like that, I paid a little bit and I downloaded it. I'm going to be doing mine this evening before I go out. It's really, really cute. And I just always love seeing developers who are creating things like this. Nothing but just to make joy. So maybe carve yourself a pumpkin. Will I see your pumpkin there? Are you guys all going to make rude pumpkins with butts and dicks on them and have them immediately pulled out? Can you smash the pumpkins? No, you can't smash the pumpkins because that's what mean people do. And this game is a nice game. Oh, Lord. All right, let's do some music. I'm sorry. Sometimes not everything is hellfire and damnation with me. Most of the time, but not all of the time, okay? Let's continue. I want to play something from, let's see, where should we go? Do you guys want really up-tempo, heavy dance music, or do we want to like ease into things? Because we can do both. And of course, I'll change my filter again. This one is very cute, but you know, you can only do cute for so long. I'm thinking Krim trying to pass as a wholesome woman. I have moments of wholesomeness that are absolutely delightful. So fuck you. All right. So here's the deal. Since Julia's here, there is an artist called Hollywood Burns, and he actually just released a new single. So here's the deal. Hollywood Burns makes what is a very classic style of horror synth, and he writes these albums that are fully inspired by the terror of being abducted by aliens or having our planet invaded by aliens. And so over the course, he's actually been creating this trilogy of synthwave albums all about just mean-ass aliens coming to get you. And I have actually played some of his tracks for you before. So he has he has a couple different albums. I'm going to play one called Black Saucers. And there's a great evolution in his music because a lot of it is instrumental. The most recent single that he just put out is the start of what is essentially like a synth opera horror wave album about basically the coming fight against our alien invaders. But I'm going to play something called Black Saucers here, and we will continue to descend into madness. I've got Halloween-inspired horror synthy kind of music. I have just shared with you the most perfect VR pumpkin carving option for you, free to play. You choose what you want to pay if you want to support the developer on it. It's really cute. It's really fun. It's perfect for Halloween. It's mostly kid safe, but you know, while you're wandering around, there's an excellent chance you will find like a goatsy pumpkin before a moderator finds it. So, you know, your mileage may vary. Let's do this. I'm going to play Black Saucers. We'll come back. We'll play some more music. We're having a lot of fun. We're just chilling out. It's a Hallowarmup is what I'm calling it. I might switch my mask again here. It's CyberBuzz Radio on MSP Wave. Hey, my name is Crimson Clad, and this is CyberBuzz Radio. There is your daily dose of alien abduction-inspired synthwave music. If you liked that, if you like really high energy and kind of creepy and very 1960s, like fucking, little green men from outer space abducting you and probing you in your sleep, we won't judge, but highly recommend you check out an artist called Hollywood Burns. Hey, so I see more people are joining us all across all the places to watch. Welcome to YouTube, Twitch, Trovo, Theta, Vim TV, and of course here on MSP Waves on the station. So, Alphachino, hello. We've managed to get through almost the first half hour first hour, largely by talking about VR pumpkin carving and the spooky season, because I love Halloween. It's so fun, but it's not a thing that everybody does outside of North America. So, we're talking about it. And just before the break, I shared with a game. Yes, it is an excellent bop. I agree. I shared a game with you guys for carving your own virtual reality pumpkin and then going out and, wandering around and looking at everybody's virtual reality pumpkin. And it's just like the most wholesome take on Halloween. It's so freaking adorable. You can dress up as a little ghost and wander around in virtual reality and look at everybody's pumpkins, carve your own pumpkins. It's an independent developer. He does it every year. It's so cute. So, it's a good time to change my face. I'm moving through different filters today, and I'm trying to think of all the things that I have tested out. Now, I will say there are some real great ones in here. I don't know if everybody's ready to be like gender bent, but we could go full devil if you guys would like. Maybe I could hang out like this for a little while. I guess I should take this off. That's a classic Halloween costume, this one here. God, it's really disconcerting to look directly into my own eyes while I'm wearing a full beard. But yes, of course, Halloween stemming from traditional pagan beliefs and, of course, twisted and commercialized over the years. But everybody needs a bit of fun in their life. Needs a bit of fun in their life. And it's actually pretty weird because there's this perfect like cleavage crack down in my cave. But of course, for today's show, I am everybody's very uncomfortable. I thought that I could wear some I can't even look at myself. I don't know how you guys can. Just watch the viewer ratings. Just everybody is immediately fleeing the radio. But I thought I would wear, because this is CyberBuzz Radio, I thought I would wear some... some AR Halloween costumes for you guys. Why not? Because you'll be irreparably scarred and dream of this forever. But, that's fine. So here I am. I am Crimson Lucifer. It's Clay is like, I can't look at it. It's something. I will say it's definitely something. But let's continue. Let's focus on me. Let's continue on, because there was a couple of other, I'm quite mansome. Let's continue on, because there's some other stuff that I want to talk to you guys about about today. And in a lot of everybody's like, stop, Crimson Clad, he's already dead, stop. I'm not laughing at all your guys' distress, but a little bit. I'm laughing at your distress. They're evil eyebrows. Listen, they're evil. You see, they're pointed. I've got pointed eyebrows, and just like a pointed stick. You'll support me. Thank you, Chopped Lamb. Thank you, Chopped Lamb. Define the doll says I can't see the cleavage. Well, because I put it, oh God, the jiggle. I put it away, but I just noticed that there's this perfect little, the cape is strategically open, just in case, some hot girl's like, oh, look at how ugly I am in this outfit. All right, let's focus. This is a radio show, God damn it. So my name is Crimson Cloud. And we just talked about VR pumpkin carving, and that was good fun. And yes, you know what? Actually, Viking Adventure, you are 1,000% correct. After all of the bat guano that you put me through, this is what you deserve. You guys teased me about my bat, didn't support me in my Halloween dreams. This is what you get. Okay, so let me get. I'll put these glasses on so you can still see me, but I can still see what I'm doing. So here's the deal. I wanted to share with you guys another game that's on my radar. There's a lot of announcements this week, and everything's going to be an absolute disaster. I promise you that. Disasters ahoy, disasters abound. I wanted to talk to you guys about one that just came out because I have a real love of, essentially of pixel art. And this is something that has come... Oh, chat's getting raunchy. This is something that has come from growing up in the time period that I did. And, many of you guys know this. I say this every week that we talk about this. I was very lucky to grow up with a family who... who were in the tech industry. Both of my parents were working in tech. Both of them were very tech forward. Both of them were programmers. And so what it meant is when I grew up, I was playing all sorts of games. But for me, some of these very first gaming experiences were the classic Sierra games. How many of you guys, do you remember games like King's Quest or... Oh no. Everybody's talking about Futa in chat. It's bad. I'm gonna get banned. But so these old King's Quest games, these all old sort of pixelated Sierra games, Leisure Suit Larry and whatever else. And that really cemented my love for 8-bit, 16-bit pixel art, and the whole idea that was a valid and engaging way of experiencing life in pixels, right? And so then obviously graphics got better and better and better and better and better, and we've come to a place where we really worship good graphics in AAA games. This is a very important part of life. But now we're in this space where crypto and crypto art. Oh, Normok's gonna cry when he sees me dressed as the devil. Crypto and crypto art are bringing back, pixel art to the mainstream. It's never gone away. The internet is full of just incredibly fabulous. Ron says, I'm not a very convincing man. I don't know how to be more manly. I have a beard. I don't know. Listen, the lines are blurred today anyways. So, why is it that you got to put a label on me, Ron? You may call me the devil, and the devil doesn't necessarily need a gender. So, listen. Pixel art has never gone away. It's been a fantastic thing. If you go through DeviantArt or sort of all of these underground, well, I guess DeviantArt isn't really underground, but if you go through all these websites where, artists have always been just producing and sharing art for free, you will find the most incredible pixel artists. And now, Viking Adventure says, joke's on you. This is Crim without filters. It's true. This is the real me. None of you should be surprised. No real girls on the internet. Also, sometimes I'm Satan. This shit just writes itself. So crypto art is bringing a lot of pixel artists back to the game. NFTs, people are really starting to get excited about this style of art above and beyond the sort of echelon of the internet that always has been. But the reason that I bring this up is there are some really cool things that are starting to happen in gaming with the idea of pixel art. Whereas before, you made it look as fantastic as you could to the constrictions of a pixel sort of display. Now, there are people who are taking new and interesting ways of pixel art and creating incredibly beautiful games. And one of my favorite sort of takes on this is the idea of layered pixel art and new styles of lighting and new styles of atmospheric, like mist and sort of elements like that. And so Often on this show, I talk to you about games like Cloudpunk is a great example. It's sort of like a side-scrolling pixel game, but then when you move out, you have 3D aspects. Everything is slightly flat. It's slightly voxeled. It's a stunning game. And so I thought in the in the spirit of Halloween, I would share with you guys a game that I just picked up that I'm so excited about, and it's so beautiful. I want to show it to you guys, and I want to show it to you guys, and again, if you're interested, great. If you're not, that's no big deal. But for many of you, this might just be something beautiful to look at. And it kind of, it doesn't really fit into today's theme, but why the hell not? It's from a small, studio, and my goodness, it's taking forever to load. I'll grab the link for you here in a second. But it's a game that's called Backbone, and it is a stylized post-noir pixel adventure, and it's actually about living here in Vancouver, but it's actually about a raccoon detective in dystopian Vancouver, BC, and it's basically like an old noir detective story, but you're a raccoon, running around in the gutters. It's very story driven. You're solving crime in a dystopian future landscape, which is vaguely reminiscent of the one we live in now, but also has this beautiful pixel artwork. And the second I saw the style of it, I bought the game, and then I read the story and I'm like, oh my God, I got to play this. But so if you're somebody who has sort of this aesthetic that is cyberpunky, retro future, things like that, I haven't actually. It's on my list, Clay. It's on my big list. Clay, you keep asking me this question. Oh, have you never played? Oh, have you never played? No, the reality is I spent the first half of my life doing nothing but playing video games. And in the last 3 years, since Hive and blockchain have come into my life, I have barely played anything. I buy piles and piles of games, and I never get to play them. I never get time. It may take me months to get to this one. And so either I do shows like this one, or I take this spare time and I go play video games. And the reality is I really enjoy hanging out with you guys. The shows are growing, people are happy, entertainment is fun, and that's just how it goes. So, if you drive me away, you'll be really sad. Okay, so let's change this because it's throwing me off. It really is. I will say the problem with these AR filters, and probably because it's the demographic that uses Snapchat or Snapcam or whatever, is almost all of them are like very sexy. And it's hard to just find a fun filter that isn't like ridiculously sexy. So I thought we could go full ghost, full zombie ghost. Here I am, zombie ghost in the graveyard. Let's do that. All right. So now that I'm zombie dead ghost in the graveyard, I wanted to share this with you guys. We're going to talk about that Viking adventure. Trust me, we're going to talk about that. So here's the reality. I'm really excited for this game. And even if you're not a big gamer yourself, this is one of those things. Hi, hello, Uncle Bonehead. This is one of those games that I would highly recommend that you go take a look at just because it's beautiful. The lighting, the way that they are using pixel art, but sort of utilizing 3D graphic and textures and sort of getting them all combined together. It's stunningly beautiful. And of course, being a dystopian, freaky, raccoon is maybe Halloween-y. I don't know. Everybody's, yeah, I forgot. Yeah, I'm terrifying looking. Hi! So let's do some more music. We're halfway through the show. I have been sharing games with you. We're kind of talking about Halloween stuff, pumpkin carving. I'm wearing a bunch of ridiculous... Oh, see, I can kind of break the background. But I'm a ghostly zombie. I'm wearing a bunch of AR filters for Halloween. We're having a lot of fun, and I'm playing a lot of music. So, Crim, but make it a raccoon. Yeah, absolutely. So here's the deal. We're going to keep going. I'm going to play you guys some more music. The game that I was just talking about is called Backbone. And it's out on PC, Xbox, consoles. I don't know. You can get a bunch of links. It's available on Steam. I shared the tweet up above, but it's called Backbone. If you go looking, you'll find it. But I highly, highly recommend, if you haven't watched it yet after the show, go out of your way to watch this trailer. It's fucking beautiful. Okay, let's do some more music. I'm going to be a spoopy ghost. and we'll see what happens. All right. So I did promise you guys some Dance with the Dead. I love Dance with the Dead. And I was typing this in chat, but I'll go over it again. They are a duo who is now a trio. They were originally guitarists, since they would create these crazy loud sounds. The two guys would perform together for these synthwave, guitar, shred wave driven music that's really heavy, fun, distorted guitars, loud synths. And most of their music is actually slightly horror themed, inspired by like B movies, Dance with the Dead. I mean, their name says everything. But just recently, in the last year, since things have been obviously not touring because of the world situation, they have actually added a live drummer, which is really cool. And I've been really lucky to see them a bunch of times because they're from the West Coast, and they will be touring hopefully again pretty soon. I always try to put them in your ears because if you love metal, which many of my friends and followers and listeners do, or you love synthwave, there's something from either side with them, and usually it'll hit the spot no matter what. Okay, so let's continue on here. I'm going to play you a track called Banshee because everything about it, the album artwork, the name, the artist, everything, it's a perfect fit for Halloween. It's a good little dance to get you going, and we will move into the second half of the show. My name is Crimson Clad. This is CyberBuzz Radio. I'm testing out many spooky AR filters today for your enjoyment, or in many cases, for your sad boner confusion. All right, there we go. I'm back to the neon skeleton. Lex says their town did trick-or-treating today. Gosh, there are lots of places around that probably have to deal with snow while trick-or-treating, but probably not like you guys. I hope it went well. It's exciting to hear when people are out having fun. Hey, my name is Crimson Clad. You were just listening to a track by Dance with the Dead called Banshee. Yeah. They're amazing. Like, I highly recommend, if you're one of those people who's like, am I getting into synthwave? Do I like synthwave? But you do like metal? Start with Dance with the Dead, and you cannot be disappointed. Super high energy, great sort of dance music, but also just like hard-hitting shredding and just So, in the meantime, chat has filled up with gifs of skeletons boning. Wah, wah. Yeah, a lot of skeleton sex, a lot of sexy skeletons. I feel like this is human. What did we say on Full Force Radio this week? This is the human condition. If it exists, we will make porn of it. There are tons of fleshless skeletons just clattering away in chat right now, and you know what? I ain't mad at it. Everybody's much happier with this particular AR filter. Julia has made me into a very sexual man. She took my gender bent face and put it on an incredibly hot body. And overall, it's been a completely wholesome day. What can I say? Everybody's having confused and upset boners, and it's all good in the hood. The hood being my devil hood. So listen, CyberBuzz is all about disruptive technology, blockchain, video games, the retro future, dystopian, tech noir aesthetics. And today, because we are in the Halloween weekend, I'm sporting some virtual augmented reality costume filters, and I'm sharing some gaming stuff with you guys. So I did indeed actually drop a link in chat, and I will also, of course, put it into all of the descriptions and video stuff and the final post for this this particular video. But a pumpkin carving in virtual reality game. I can't even remember what it's called. Mayor Bones's Ghost Town. 999 through 1,000 1,000 annual pumpkin carving contest. And it is pay what you want. So you can support the developer, but if it's just something you just want to have some fun, that's okay. No problem. You can just chill out. You could just chill out and and go wander around, pay $0 and have some fun with pumpkins. Now, I will say, here's somebody, and I wish I had this prepped to show on the overlay, but I don't. But here is somebody who shared the fact that in the virtual reality world, there is the Home Depot 12-foot tall skeleton. So they carved a pumpkin with some poop on it and put it under the squatting skeleton. And that, to me, that's the kind of work-safe ingenuity that we need in this world. If we're going to have some spooky fun, God damn it, we're going to have some spooky fun. So if you have the time or a couple bucks, or you want to have some fun, I highly, highly recommend you go do some pumpkin carving. And there are some community links. There are some really, really cute community pumpkins. People making things like Ninja Turtles and, low battery warnings, which are, of course, very terrifying. And might be a good fit if you're looking for something to do, but you don't actually want to leave your house or, be functional or whatever. Then yeah, it's fun. Have some fun. All right. Okay, so let's continue on. I also shared a game with you called Backbone, which is a beautiful pixel-style animated neo-noir dystopian vision of Vancouver, BC, which of course is where I call home. And it is a future version where the city has been overrun by nature and wildlife. It's still sort of the retro future. Hey, Pintail, good to see you. And you are a raccoon detective, and it's this beautiful pixelated game. It's incredible looking, and yeah, you are a fucking trash panda in Vancouver. Yeah, I know, everybody. This is why I suggested the game. Clay's like, dude, have you left the house? There are people out there. I know. I know. And for a lot of people, like, this is part of what makes Halloween so uncomfortable for a lot of people. You know, pandemic aside, there are many people who are uncomfortable with people coming to their door and ringing the doorbell and asking them for shit. And not just that, dressed in costumes. So if you like the idea of Halloween, but you don't actually want to be Halloweened, maybe this VR pumpkin carving game is for you. All right. So otherwise, we have been, playing some dark synth and just talking about Halloween stuff, because there are so many people who come to these shows who just don't do the Halloween thing. It's not their jam, or they're from a place in the world where Halloween is not a popular pastime. And that's A-okay. No problem. You don't have to like Halloween. So, Julia, that's a fantastic one. So, for the second half of the show, I'm kind of open to topics of discussion that you guys may have. We've already gone over the fact that Changelly, and we've been working with Changelly to put up this little game where you can go catch some free crypto, some Hive if you want it. I can drop that link in chat again if you've been testing that out. Fun little mini game, Hive candies. Get some real actual Hive tokens, which is nice. Choplamp, my neighbor had the nerve to knock on my door the other day and ask for his cordless drill back. Yeah, you see, they come to your house and they want something from you. It's very rude. It's very rude. Absolutely. All right. I do really like this filter. I want to live in this filter. Patient Zero says, when do we get to watch you play VR? I mean, the reality is this show, I guess, could turn into that, but that becomes more like traditional live streaming and gaming and a little less like radio. And that's one of those things that I think it would have to be apart from this show. You know what I mean? It would be nowhere near as interesting for the people who just come to listen, or who are blockchain centric, or just want music. It would be probably a lot less interesting for them. So yeah, I'm kind of trying to figure out, what does that look like? So speaking of that and some of the other aspects of playing games and everything we've been talking about today, I have a couple of different announcements. One is next week, which will be the 6th of November. Next week, I will not be doing a CyberBuzz Radio, and I'm apologizing for that now, but I will actually be on a plane and I will be flying across Canada to Montreal to see all of my fabulous friends. So, many of you here in the chat today, I'm looking forward to seeing you soon, but I will be on a plane while this show is on. Otherwise, I would make a concerted effort to be live streaming, and I actually probably will live stream at least 2 shows from Montreal. But it turns out it's really difficult and probably not particularly entertaining, and probably, I don't know, I'm sure there's an air marshal somewhere who wouldn't be a fan if I was live streaming directly from the plane. So, my apologies, but next week we will not have a CyberBuzz. You will have to take the Halloween goodness into your heart and let it sustain you for a week beyond. But while I'm in Montreal, there are some great things that are happening that I will be participating in, as probably many of you will as well. There is, of course, Hive Fest. Oh God, every time I fix my glasses. There is, of course, Hive Fest, which will be over the next weekend. And that's one I gotta figure out. Do you guys want to do a CyberBuzz Radio while Hive Fest is on? Because of course it's on the 12th and the 13th. I will be in Montreal. I will be presenting at Hive Fest. I'm not sure when. Hopefully not. God damn those humorless air marshals. I know, Shadows Pub. It's just not fair. Bastards. No fun allowed on planes at all. Just picturing now more bony skeletons clicking, clacking around up in the sky. But yeah, so we'll have to see what the coming week's schedule looks like. But next week there won't be a CyberBuzz, so I apologize to you guys. However, we could talk a little bit about Hive Fest being in VR, or we could talk about the other fantastic event that will happen while I'm there. And Viking Venture brought it up. Chop Lamb referenced it. Everybody's talking about it. Clay's saying he's not playing anymore. You know, Skyrim. I'll be the first to let people know that Skyrim and I have a long and storied history. And in fact, the Elder Scrolls and I have a long and storied history of inappropriate amount of time spent together. And that's fine. You know, we haven't really talked about it on this show, but there is something to be said for there's something to be said for the way that Bethesda just abso-fucking-lutely drags money out of you. And Skyrim is probably hot take, Oblivion is better. You know what? I mean, maybe the main quest line is better. The main quest is really good in Oblivion, but overall the world is not as expansive. And actually you can rebuild Oblivion now using the Skyrim graphics set, and that's pretty good. But I will say parts of Oblivion, especially especially like Sheogorath's realm and a bunch of the stuff that you do in Oblivion, I would agree. The sort of like main storyline. But Skyrim, in terms of like a beautiful, immersive world, I actually just saw recently, and actually I think even the side quests in Skyrim, we're going full nerd. I'm sorry. People are coming to hang out and, you know, who want fucking music and shit, you're going to get it, and blockchain and shit, you're going to get it. But now we're talking about Skyrim. Nerd Fest is happening. So that's fine. You know, but overall, Skyrim is so incredibly immersive. And one of the things that actually just came up is I saw, you know, your phone or whatever, your device will often tell you, here's a thing that happened X years ago. I think Facebook does it too. And I was reminded of the first time that I bought one of the Skyrim re-releases. And it was just after they updated the textures and the graphics. And it was like when your ex-lover walks into your life and they're looking smoking hot. That's what that felt like, because I have these screenshots from that day that I took because it was the first time that I had climbed up a mountain in Skyrim and saw, you know, the new sky and the distance drawing with the mist and the water and the trees and the ambient lighting and just, it was, you know, it was unbelievable. So that's fine. Skyrim back in my head again. Now, yesterday I saw an announcement. And I don't know if everybody's seen it, but I'm going to throw it out there. Skyrim has been re-released so many times. Bethesda has clawed every fucking dollar out of us. And I will admit that I have bought most of those versions. I had the original. I bought the Game of the Year. I bought the Special Edition. I now bought the virtual reality port. I've got all of them. PC, yes, I also have it on Xbox 360. Agree. What's another edition, Lax? What's another edition of Skyrim's Between Friends? This is fine. So, with all that being said, if you saw yesterday, ESO and a bunch of other channels have just talked about there is a new major release coming for Skyrim. But this time, if you already have the Special Anniversary Edition, you get all the stuff for free. So, coming on November 11th, if you haven't seen this yet, I'll find a link and I'll share it. Oh my fucking God. Guys, updates to Skyrim. New quests, huge new quests, new items. 4 different modes that have been perfected by the creators. And so what the deal is there's a lot of modding community and creators community that have been working and expanding on what you can do in Skyrim. Well, here's the deal. If you have the Special Anniversary Edition, then you get these 4 modes. And one of the modes that you can get, and that I'm very excited about, is a survival mode. So think about this for a second. All of the games that I often play recently are things like Long Dark, which is a Canadian survival sim in post-apocalyptic, post-EMP wilderness of Quebec. Skyrim, you can play survival mode. There's absolutely nothing to do except build a house, make shelter, hunt food, you know, keep yourself alive in the wilds of Skyrim. That's a whole mode now. Oh my God. So the long and the short of it is they're re-releasing it again. But this time, if you've already bought one of the 32,000 prior editions, you will get everything free. New quests, new modes. I'm excited. And that is actually being dropped on November 11th because it's the 10-year anniversary since Skyrim came out, which is kind of insane. You can get survival mode with 3 free mods. Okay, then don't get it. What are you worried about? Those free mods are now being free to everybody without modding. It just comes as pack in. Not everybody's comfortable with modding, especially on consoles. So, I mean, like, I'm fine. Everybody's got a set of mods that they want. You don't have to give up your mods. You don't have to be excited. Let me tell you about these things. God damn. So the long and the short of it is, I think this is going to be really cool. And of course, here we are, a decade in, and Skyrim is going to become top of mind for a bunch of gamers again. Hey, Trinkowski. So we will continue on. It is Remembrance Day. Well, that's when they originally dropped it. And they dropped it on, I'm pretty sure, 11/11/11. And now it's 11/11/21. 10 years later, here we are. Here we fucking are. You can't forget it. And so there's actually going to be, one of the things that's going to be kind of cool is there's going to be a streamed concert. Now, the other thing about Skyrim, whether you don't like the art, whether you don't care about it, Skyrim's sound design is spectacular. Skyrim's main theme, Skyrim's overall music choices and orchestral music is fucking fantastic. So on that same day, they will be live streaming with the London London Philharmonic, I think. And just a fuck off huge orchestra, a live choir. They'll be doing a whole live streamed concert of all the Skyrim music. Look, it's going to be a really nerdy fun day is what I'm saying. So just keep it in mind. And while I'm in Montreal, after I attend some of the Remembrance Day services, I'll be living my best life, listening to Skyrim shit and drooling over playing Skyrim again. What can I say? Okay, let's do some music because half of you only care about Skyrim and half of you don't care at all. And you're here for the retro future and the synthwave and all of the other things that we talk about. But we had to take a little detour into video game land. So let's do some more music. That is so weird. Why is YouTube, am I shadow banned on YouTube? It is going. Everything looks fine over there. Please let me know if you're having trouble because the live stream is going very well. I can see some people, although not very many compared to normal, are watching it today. I don't know. Did it not send a notification? In any case, we can share that later. I will go out of my way. What is it? What are you supposed to do? I'm not good at being a person. What do they say? Like, subscribe, ring the bell. Ring the bell, maybe? I think that means change your notifications. I don't know. Listen, guys, I'm bad at this. I'm glad you're here. I'm happy to have you. We will listen to more synthwave music. It's all Halloween themed, and of course I feel like we got to end with spooky scary skeletons today, so don't you fucking worry. All right, I might change out my mask again a couple times, although I will say some of the things that I have is very much triggering. You didn't get any notification from my show today. That is so crazy. I'm sorry, and I don't know why. I did my best. I made it. An attempt was made. Okay. So, I've already played Gregorio Franco. I've already played Dance with the Dead. I want to play more music for you. I've already played Hollywood Burns. So, I was thinking I'll play something by La Castlevania. And I'm going to play a song called Raise the Dead. It is somewhere. You couldn't see me in the Satan costume. Well, Al Pacino, just for you. Sexy Satan at your service. All right, so what I will do is I'm going to play a track. I'm sorry, my face is really itchy and it makes my Satanness freak out. I'm sorry. Even Satan gets a scratchy face. I'm going to play a track called Raise the Dead. It's less synthwave. It's more metal leaning. It's a banger of a track. It's off one of my exercise playlists. And is Krim doing a Halloween show without Daniel Deluxe? Yes, because I play a lot of Daniel Deluxe. And I had to trim a bunch of stuff. I wanted to play some Hexencraft. There were so many tracks that aren't going to fit. So just listen. I'm going to play a track by Castlevania. It's called Raise the Dead. It's pretty high energy. It's great fun. My name is Crimson Clad, and I'm going to slip into something a little more comfortable and a little less demonic. And play some music for you guys. Hi, like them apples. Oh, so since we were speaking about Skyrim, and since we since we needed another Halloween costume here on CyberBuzz Radio, and we're enjoying the abilities of augmented reality in the costume space, I thought you guys might like if I slipped into something a little more comfortable, as I said, and that is I am now the Dragonborn. You know, if you're just listening and you can't see the AR filters, that's fine, and it might actually be better for you in the long run, but I assure you that I am now a handsome, dashing, ginger-bearded Viking with an excellent helmet, and I'm so sorry, Shadows Poe. Today is horror synth, and it's a little bit louder than normal, and I apologize. But yes, I'm now very handsome Viking fellow. My beard is glorious. I look amazing. There's a light dusting of snow falling. It's all the things that a Halloween Skyrim crossover episode should be. So just before the break, just before we played some music, I was talking a little bit about, yes, once again, Skyrim is going to re-release, but it's a decade. It's a decade since Skyrim came out. We're talking a little bit more about video games, and I was sharing some other stuff. Obviously, in the chat. We've shared a virtual reality pumpkin carving game. We've shared a dystopian, like, tech noir future where all of the humans have died off and you are a raccoon detective in the glowing, seedy, neon reflective wet pavement of Vancouver, BC. And then before that, we were talking actually a little bit about some of the work that I and some other people have been doing to get Hive listed on new exchanges, and talking a little bit about Changelly is one of the newest listings. There's some cool stuff coming. So, I mean, You may have heard about the game. I shared it. Some of you guys have played it. Yes, you can play a little Halloween game to earn some Hive tokens, some crypto if you want it. But for many people, getting in and out of Hive is a difficult thing, right? And especially these days, in these wild days, some of the best options are straight swap options. So, not necessarily keeping your coins on a custodial option, but instead being able to just swap in and out, buy directly in and out of other coins. Changelly, that listing has just gone through, and we are doing a lot of work across the ecosystem to bring that API into other front ends. And actually, Ozbit Bank, I don't know if he's listening. I think he's streaming himself right now, but Ozbit Bank is doing a bunch of work to get some of their API connected into block explorers. Got lots of cool things going on around the Hive ecosystem. So there'll be more news from that. There's an additional listing coming with Changelly. It's nice to see some of the work that has been ongoing for a long time coming to a head, because it means that in theory, I can step back and I can start pursuing some more delightful things like this. The serious things in my life. So, wearing AR headgear and confusing people and whatnot. But yes, so I will change this back to a fun mask in a second, and we will listen to a little bit more music. We're at about half an hour left in the show, so if there's anything that you guys want to talk about, if there's anything that's on your mind, as always, and of course, we can talk about that today. But otherwise, that is the sort of general chunk, the giant chunk of things that I want to talk to you guys about. However, one of my favorite things in sort of, maybe not underground music, but in genres like metal and synthwave, Clay always likes to talk about butts, just so you know. They're always on his mind, and if he had his choice, probably always on his face. But I wanted to actually talk a little bit about about how, especially in metal and in synthwave, there is a lot of people who kind of connect visuals and audio. And so what I mean by that is people love to make music videos sort of that aren't what you would normally see, let's face it, on traditional music video streaming platforms. And, these days it's different. A second, there we go. My computer had a brain fart. It couldn't control this glorious beard kind of stressed out my PC. But, when we were kids, you had to watch on MTV or whatever, right? And of course, now everybody can watch on YouTube or, stream. But bands are feeling more and more empowered to make really fun, I have had a ton of searching. So Julia is saying all the filter shit that she finds sucks. Yeah, I agree. I have gone out of my way to do a ton of extra searching with really obscure, bizarre search terms. And honestly, sometimes I'll actually spell something that I'm looking for only like halfway and see what autofills. And for whatever reason, they don't have infinite scrolls. So if you're looking for some of these fun filters, then you can look through the first like 15 or 20 results, and then they don't load anymore. So it's really hard to find good filters, but they're out there. I swear. They're out there. This one is fun. This one makes me think of Kiss, but a pumpkin. I'm kind of like Ace Frehley, but then I'm also kind of a pumpkin. This one is nice because it's basically my face. It's my face, fucked up on face paint. So bands like to make these big, crazy music videos, and I'm a big fan of that. And Synthwave is no exception. And I mean, Carpenter Brute kind of led the charge on that. They started creating incredible videos, mini movies, and so Blood Machines was one that Carpenter Brute did that kind of turned into an actual movie. It got broken up into a TV series, but the idea was they were going to make an actual movie inspired by music that they had written. And so just recently, like as in yesterday, Waveshaper released one. And I thought, okay, Waveshaper is a band that I play for you guys very often on this show. And many of you are big fans. Many of you have really liked the music that Waveshaper puts out. It's really great, wide-ranging, varying, interesting soundscapes. Waveshaper is some of the best sort of all-around synthwave out there, because the albums are diverse. If you don't like one song, there will be another style or another soundscape explored in the next track. It's good music. But as of yesterday, they actually put out a kind of thriller, future dystopian short music film. So I'm going to play one of the tracks from the soundtrack, and then I'm going to drop the link in chat so you guys can go and watch this, because it's pretty cool. It's sort of a nightmare take on the machines, wiping out humanity. Standard synthwave fare. But kind of a cool watch and a great listen for a day like today. Yeah, this one is good. This one moves really realistically with my face, which I'm impressed. It doesn't cover my double chin. They didn't account for that. But otherwise, it's a good look. You can break if you're not careful. Look at that. You can see my finger turns white, because they actually whiten your teeth for you. But so here's the deal. AR filters aside, let me play you guys this track. It's a great it's a great piece of a wider soundtrack, and I'm gonna share the video link for you. So if you want to watch like a cool one-off short by a synthwave artist that many of you guys have been interested in, you can do that. It's good music for Halloween. It's good fun. And then we can come back and explore more of these filters. Yeah? So, happy Halloween. My name is Crimson Cloud. I hope you guys are having fun today. I know it's been a much more chill day. I'm seeing people coming and going and visiting. If you spent any time at all today, I hope you found something enjoyable to do for the weekend. I hope you have a safe and spooky Halloween. I'm going to play you guys some more horror synth until the show is over. We've still got about 25 minutes in the show left to go. I've got music to play. I've got candy to eat. I've got fabulous people to hang out with. And if you're planning on heading out into the sunshine, well, man, oh man, I'm stoked for you too. Here you go. I'm going to play a track called The Phantom Machine. This is a shortcut. It's less than half the length of the actual full music video, music movie that they're calling it. I'll drop the link in chat, but we will listen to The Phantom Machine. And then, of course, before the end of the show, we will do Carpenter Brute, classic, probably the beginning of synthwave, let alone horror. And then we will end with spooky, scary skeletons, because fuck you, that's why it's Halloween. You're gonna be spooked whether you like it or not. Here you go, let's do some music. It's spooky and dystopian. There you go. So that is brand new Wave Shaper, just released and part of a whole sort of cool music video to go along with that. Let me grab it for you guys. I'm going to grab a link. It's really cool. It's really interesting. It's very sort of Terminator spooky. Yes. Hey, Batwoman. Oh, you brought everybody with me. Hey, friends. So yes, I am rocking the AR filters today because Halloween is hard and effort levels are low, but love is high. The combination creates this. It's very CyberBuzz. So we played a lot of music today. I have shared you guys links to VR pumpkin carving and, dystopian raccoon tech noir detective novels in pixel 3D game form. These are stuff that I really highly recommend you check out. We talked a little bit about Hive. We talked about Changelly. We talked about that there's a cute little pumpkin drop game where you can win a bit of free Hive. And we are now here. We are now here in the tail end of the show. There's only 15 minutes left. But we've been playing with a bunch of AR filters today because, of course, it's one of everybody's favorite parts of Halloween when I do these streams. Obviously, this one is my favorite. Check this out. It's so CyberBuzz. Also, this eyeshadow is impeccable and not real. Huh? But I've been sharing you guys some of my favorite filters. I've been confusing people with weird gender bending, which has been all sorts of fun. I mean, if we want to go non-Halloween costume gender bending, I would like to say that this guy is one of my favorites. I like this one a lot. I'm very dashing. Look at how handsome I am. All right, so let's continue on here because I do have more music to share with you guys. We'll go back to Halloween mode. Let's do this one. I know everybody loved this one last year when I did it. And so I can't look at myself when this one is on. It's very uncomfortable and I don't want to open my mouth. If you're just listening and you can't see the visuals, it's probably good, especially if you're afraid of spiders, because there is a tarantula walking around over my face right now and it's awful. Just when you think the bone, Yeah, so let's continue on because we've already talked about Skyrim. I've dressed as the Dragonborn and we've talked about another re-release of Skyrim. We've been exploring all sorts of Halloween traditions. I'm encouraging you to carve a virtual reality pumpkin. I don't want to open my mouth. I don't want the spider to go in my mouth. It's terrifying. And we're being Halloweeny. So I just shared that Wave Shaper track with you. There's actually a longer version of that track. It comes with a whole cool music video. It's not really a music video. They're calling it like a streaming, let's see. What was the exact term that they are referring to it as? It is a music film. And I have to admit, it's totally that. So here you go. Check it out. There's a link after the show. You can go watch a music film. It's, of course, got a fabulous Wave Shaper, like cool synthwave aesthetic, full film soundtrack to it. It's under 10 minutes of your day. It's probably some good entertainment. Ugh, this sporter. I wonder if he'll have trouble with my glasses. Nope, probably not. Okay, so we are here. We're in the last 50. We're in the last 15 minutes of the show. If there's anything that's on your guys' mind, let me know now. We've covered off a lot of stuff. Today was particularly nerdy, and I make no apologies for it. Read the Canadian mug, motherfuckers. But, he's gonna crawl into my mug! But I do still have some music for you. And of course, one of the things that kind of comes out there is when we are talking about Halloween synthwave, when we're talking about Halloween synthwave and horror synth and the idea that, where did synthwave come from? Where has it, where has it gone? How has it developed? Carpenter Brut is one of the firsts. I mean, Kavinsky is there, has that very 1980s driving at night, neon reflecting off the top of your Lamborghini or your DeLorean, palm trees, waving in a brisk wind off the ocean. That's one side of the drive side of cyber, like synthwave. But Carpenter Brut is this one-man project of a musician who makes a ton of different music, but metal leaning in general, and decided to make a project that essentially was blah, that essentially was a creation to sort of recognize his love for B horror movies. Hey, Flag, good to see you. Thanks for the follow, my man. So, these horror movies, The Carpenter and Carpenter Brute is actually a reference to John Carpenter. And The Brute is a reference to like over the top, out of control, totally cheesy. And so the idea behind all of this, especially these early albums, is to have this horror, gore, B-movie edge, but also to have this cool retro 80s take on it. And if you've ever gone to a Carpenter Brute show, one of the things, yes, I saw that one, Julia, that one's terrifying. But if you've ever gone to see a Carpenter Brute show, the music is accompanied by just splash reels of slasher flicks. You've got terrified women running with their tits bouncing around, covered in blood and screaming as they're trapped in a shower and somebody just savages and chases them with a chainsaw. That's the aesthetic that a lot of synthwave came from. So if there's anything that fits Halloween, it's that. So I thought, okay, there's so many things I could play, but it would be damn sad if I didn't play some Carpenter Brute. So if you guys are cool, we're gonna do that. We're gonna play something off one of the earlier albums, even though there's so many good ones. And I wanted to play Turbo Killer, and I wanted to play one of the super horror, like, slasher ones. And then I realized I haven't played a specific song off of Trilogy that has a kind of fun Halloween vibe. Yeah, Batwoman. That's one thing I know Crystal's mentioned before, that sometimes living in Aussie land, or depending on, I actually don't know where you are, Batwoman, it can be hard to get concerts out to you, but I've seen them a couple times now, and holy shit, the show is wild. Half the people in the audience are metalheads, and so they're, spikes and leather, and they're very cool, and they're standing on the wall, and they're just like, and then half of the crowd is like electronic music fans. And then Carpenter Brute start playing, and everybody loses their fucking mind and just into the middle of the dance floor. It doesn't matter how cool you are, how tough a metal guy you are, you're going to throw down at a Carpenter Brute show. Okay, so I'm going to play something off, the Batcave, duh. Yeah, great point. I'm going to play something off Trilogy, and I'm going to play something funky. I thought about playing something scary, but let's be realistic. Why on earth would I stick to my own plans? So I'm going to play Disco Zombie Italia, because it's fucking funky, and we need a little bit of funky and a little bit of dance up in here. So let's do it. Let's have fun, and let's get dancing at the Disco Zombie Italia. This is CyberBuzz Radio, kids. Yeah. All right, so there we go. Hey guys, we're coming up to the end of the show. Julia found a fabulous one. I love your swanging balls, girl. So yes, we've had a lot of fun today. I have been everything from a fucking Viking to the devil to this sort of neon cyberpunk-esque skull queen to the really cutesy shit. To the spider on my face. And of course, we only have a little bit of time left in the show. So, one of the most important traditions ever on, Full Force Radio, on CyberBuzz Radio, and Halloween for me is completely ridiculous and useless, and that is the Spooky Scary Skeletons Living Tombstone remix. Now, the only thing is things are loading really slowly, so I'm hoping it will catch up very soon, and we will... I'm trying to find the proper version of the video, because I want, of course, what the hell? This is a fan-made video. I don't want this shit. That's not the one I want. I want to get my Spooky Scary Skeletons pumpkin dance video, because I want to put it up on the screen as per usual. But I will say, holy shit, my internet is freaking out. And I think it's because I'm doing everything all at once and being a little ridiculous. So while I am waiting for these things to get loaded up, and while I am waiting to get cut off on the radio, I wanted to tell you guys I'm so fucking glad to have you here. Thanks for hanging out. And we're going to go out. I'm probably going to get cut off on MSP waves. But I definitely do have time to play at least some of the Spooky Scary Skeletons Living Tombstone remix, because if you are going to throw down and you are going to party on Halloween, you can't do it without this. But yeah, I'm gonna thank you so much. I'm so glad to have you guys. I wish I could go a little longer. But of course, a little bit of everything all the time. Yeah, absolutely. I mean, there are some filters that we didn't even touch on today. There are a ton. I got more, but I did throw one in there that was a little spooky. I think you guys seem to enjoy it. And of course, don't forget, we can go full scary if we need to. But that one's, it's a lot. It's a lot. And I don't want anybody to have anything going on. Is Crim underwater, or is my connection fucked up? I honestly am not sure. Everything looks good on my end. Everything sounds good on my end, but it's tough to say. I think I've got, if I can load this video, I'm trying here. My boy, oh boy, my internet is shitting a brick. I'm gonna try and get it to play before the end of the show. Right, so things to talk about before we end up today. Next week, I'm using a thing called Snapcam. So if you don't mind that China is recording your face and doing all sorts of crazy fucking things to you, it's basically Snapchat, but it is meant for, putting... Crim's connection is underwater. Well, shit, everything looks fine here. I have no mist. Stop. Rude. I think everything's okay, but it's hard to tell, and I apologize. We'll see how she goes. But things that we have to catch up on, and things that I want to throw out there before it all goes, is there will not be a CyberBuzz next week. Like I said, I will be on the plane to come see some of my fabulous friends. I love you all very, very much. So I'll be flying over to Montreal, and I will not be able... Sound is good for you. Okay, so things are fucked up. Maybe it's just Discord. So I will be flying, so I will not be able to do the thing. I apologize. However, I'm going to make it up to you guys right now, because we are going to Spooky Scary Skeleton, if I can Spooky Scary Skeleton. I'm trying. Everything is like freezing. Oh, sweet baby Jesus, everything is fucked up. Okay, so there's a minute left. You're gonna get cut off. If you guys are listening on the Discord, you're not going to get to hear it. I think I've got everything set up, but yes, things are wild today. One of the biggest problems is when I am running a bunch of the streaming stuff, and I'm running these real-time filters, and I'm fucking with my face, and I'm streaming out to 5 different platforms, it sometimes means things don't work the way they should work. So for those of you over on the Discord and listening to MSP Waves, I apologize. You're not going to get to hear all of Spooky Scary Skeletons. But to everybody else, yes, you are. And we're going to Spooky Scary Skeleton for the last of today's songs. So much love, my friends. Happy Halloween. Come on, play. Kills me. My timing. It's fucked. It's fucksword. Come on, Spooky. Let's do it.
Spooky, scary skeletons and shivers down your spine. Shrieking skulls will shock your soul, seal your doom tonight. Spooky, scary skeletons speak with such a screech. You'll shake and shudder in surprise when you hear these zombies shriek. We're so sorry, skeletons, you're so misunderstood. You only want to socialize, but I don't think we should. A spooky, scary skeleton shouts startling, shrilly screams. They'll sneak under sarcophagus and just won't leave you be. Spooky, scary, spooky, scary, spooky, scary, spooky, scary, scary, shouts. Scary skeleton. Shouts. Scary skeleton. Spirit supernatural, or shy, what's all the buzz? The bags of bones seem so unsafe, it's semi-serious. Spooky, scary skeletons are silly all the same. They'll smile and scramble slowly by and drive you so insane. Sticks and stones will break your bones, they seldom let you snooze. Spooky, scary skeletons will wake you with a
Well, hope you had fun today. Stay safe, have fun,